welcome back. Just shutting everything off. Kind of done for the day. Got some editing done. Got some flying done this morning. Got to do some cleaning up, but I figured I would touch on my next project. Something, I ventured into it, but this is kind of a new chair, new thing. This here is going to be my next project. It's got to be cleaned up a little bit, taking some of it apart, kind of messing with it. It's a bigger wing, and I'm going to put a flight controller in it, the SpeedyBee F405, which is a little out of my known stuff, so it's going to take some reading up, understanding, some help from others, I'm sure, for programming. And then I'm going to put an 03 air unit in it. The flight controller and the 03 should be here tomorrow. I'm going to figure out how to cram it into here. I'm going to run it 3S. It doesn't need to be an absolute rocket. It's not my flight style. Just want to be able to enjoy it and be able to cover decent distance without the fear of failsafe. And then with the stabilization and stuff I can use in the 03 air unit, the footage should be good. I'm going to try it. I use this on... Oh, what plane? Where the wings are over there. Mammoth. Big Mammoth. It's got a couple flights on it right before the end of the year last year. So I'll try it with this. This form factor is a good size. That gives me room. I'm going to mess around with the idea of putting the air unit here, but I know they get warm, so I got to figure out airflow, battery, flight controller, and then ESC inside. But while farting around, I want to see maybe if I can get the air unit to sit in there. And I'm going to change this up a little bit. Instead of it covering everything, leave a tiny gap and leave a tiny gap on top, so airflow will constantly be going across the air unit, assuming it fits in here. Not sure. From Chet's first wing, I have this motor I can use. That should be just fine for 3S. This prop's just on here for fun, just to see if it'll fit, and it's kind of the same color. So this may end up being the prop of choice over biprop ESC that was already in it. I got this thing. I'll have to test out. And when you run it through the flight controller, you do not need to use, I guess, the power wire off of this going into the flight controller. And then this goes into it. So I'll have to cut this off and then create a plug that goes to the battery off of the FC. And just some small logistics and stuff. This must be to scoop it up. And then I'm going to put, because it has 4 ports on it, I got 2 little LEDs that are programmable, that already have some stuff programmed, I guess, into the flight controller. So I'll put one probably under each wing, somewhere close to the canopy so I can poke a hole through, or see. Other than just some dust and dirt, it is in really good shape. So we have some holes already running out, so I could probably use those. We'll see. Or poke some holes through the side and run them on the side, just to give a little bit of orientation if I'm practicing line of sight. And the fact that the flight controller will have like an angle mode, and then I can go into acro, so if I'm just getting used to it, trying out the center of gravity type stuff, that'll be really cool. But this is the beginning of the fun, and then trying to figure out... You can see the light going through it. Let's see if I go like that. There's a hole already in there, which is probably going to have to be modified. Like I said, got to clean up. It was sitting somewhere for quite a while. It's got magnets holding this thing down, and then it's got basically like a fancy paper clip that goes through everything that locks it in place, and then like a gaff tape around the front to hold it down and together, which is not a bad idea, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit, make it a little more nice, and go from there. And then 2 parts should be here tomorrow, so I can start fitting it after the range. Figure out, make sure the ESCs, still work, and then get to building. Say there's not a huge amount of real estate. I don't know the exact specifications for size of the flight controller, but it does have to go in a certain orientation, so that will have to be back here somewhere. And then I'm going to get some Velcro and basically cover the entire bottom of this so parts can be interchanged without being glued. The straps work here for the battery, but I want something here. And then debating if, like I said, if I do the air unit in here, If anybody's ever worked with this frame or this style that's used in air unit, I'm curious to what you did. Kind of helped me along my way here. Even with the air unit here, if I poke a hole, I can run the wire down, and even when I flip this thing back, there'll still be plenty of room and not getting in the way. So, and again, if it goes here, then Velcro, no problem. Then everything's right here, and then I can just strap up the wires, and all of it can still come out, need be. Or here. We'll see. That would make more room in the front. If the battery needs to go more forward for CG, and I gotta figure out where CG is gonna be in this, or should be. Oh yeah, I'm tired. So, stay tuned. Let me know what you think. The whole fixed wing thing has definitely grown on us a bit over here, and we've got stuff that we haven't flown in a while. We've got some small little planes we still got to test out with some FPV and stuff like that. So stay tuned. We'll be having some more fun. Just looking forward to some warm weather. So there you have it.